So I'm gonna make myself a gluten-free and dairy-free meal. It's technically a breakfast meal, but I eat it all the time. So yeah, we're going to do that. Um, so I'll show you my ingredients. So I'm gonna make an omelet, kind of. Yeah, pretty much. So I have ham and turkey, black beans, and red bell pepper, and then avocado and tomato. I also have some onion powder, salt and pepper, my eggs, and butter and gluten-free, dairy-free bread that I am toasting. So yeah. So while I do this, I just was gonna talk about what am I gonna talk about today? Let me think. Because I could talk about the conversation I had, how that went, how the conversation I had with my mom when I brought up the abuse my brothers had done to me, how that went. Yeah, I think that is what I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, so while I slice and dice everything, I will talk about that. So, it was September of 2021. And I went to just go visit my family. So I went to Utah to go visit my family for a few days. And while I was there, I decided before I left, and I talked to my therapist at the time about it too. Yeah, I talked to my therapist about talking to my mom about that, just so hopefully, I don't know. I was hoping to get some reassurance and like help, I guess, some support from my mom. And the reason why I chose to talk to my mom about it at first, like out of anybody, was because my lovely mama, she speaks very openly about the fact that my second brother, so brother B, got caught abusing a cousin of ours, and how that cousin's parents overreacted because it was just normal childhood curiosity on brother B's part, and it's not something that should have been worried about. But then like some shit happened, and she pretty much just talks about it so she can talk, like, bash her sister because she fucking hates her. Sorry to be blunt, but like that's what I have observed from my mom my whole life, is that she hates this sister, which is really sad. So yeah, anywho, so she talked about that, and then she had vaguely talked about the fact that the same brother B, she caught him abusing a different cousin of ours, at a different time. Like, she talked about that fairly openly with, I don't know if it was only with me or just in general, but she did. And so I thought she's vaguely aware of like a couple incidences of weird behavior on brother B's part. And so I was like, I'm gonna talk to her about it. Get some like confirmation on age, if what I'm recalling is correct, like on the age time frame, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, so she, yeah, getting a little distracted here because I'm getting frustrated. Just blows my mind. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm on the trip, September 2021. I'm in Utah. I'm visiting my parents, my family. And one evening, I'm staying with my parents. So one evening, me and my mom are out in her backyard. And I'm just like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. It's pretty serious. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, what is it? And I'm like, how old was Brother B when the whole situation with the first cousin I mentioned, when that whole thing happened? Because you talk about it and whatever. And she was like, he was about 7. Why? And before I could even say because he hurt me, she just went, did he touch you too? And I was like, yeah. And she was just like, oh my gosh, my brother hurt me too. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, for one, this conversation is supposed to be about me. This is not like what happened. I guess I should tell you what happened first, but yeah, so she just goes, my brother touched me too. And then she starts telling me details about the abuse her brother did to her, which I did not ask for. She just starts telling me. She didn't say like, hey, are you in the frame of mind to hear this? Like, nothing. She just starts telling me, and I'm like, holy shit, like, what the fuck? Like, actually, what the fuck? Like, just an inappropriate reaction. And yeah, so the conversation just turned into about her and her brother abusing her, and how pretty much how that was just another thing her and I had in common. Because that's all my entire life has been about, is like, you're exactly my mom. This is my mom saying, you're exactly like me. You and I are the same person. She's even said to me that I am her and my husband Trevor is my dad. Like, she thinks we are the same people, or that's how it came off to me. That's how she verbalized things to me, is that she believes I am her and Trevor is my dad. Anyways, so yeah, once that interaction happened where my mom just like totally did not give 2 fucks about the fact that her son abused me, her daughter, and it was more just like exciting for her that I finally had said something to her so she could just use it as another manipulation tactic. Like, it's just frustrating because, like, when that's happened to me, because I've had people tell me that, like, other people have abused them. I've had people tell me my brother B has abused them. And it's just like, that's not how you react. Like, you don't go, oh my God. Hold on. There is a difference if you are reacting that way, because there are times where I have been like, I've said, I understand. That's happened to me too. But I don't keep it on me. I go, I'm saying it to say, I am safe. Please continue. That's not what my mom did. It was just, oh, her brother abused her as well. We're the same. Not sorry, but I am repeating myself a lot, and it's just because it's so mind-blowing. But yeah, so she does that, and because that was her reaction, I knew she wasn't trustworthy. Like, I knew that she knew more then she's like let on. And oh my God. Ugh, sorry. I'm just thinking about the fact, side note, I'm just thinking about the fact that my mother says that her brother abused her, yet she left me and my sister at her brother's house with just him and his kids. Like, no. If somebody has abused you and you're fucking fully aware of the fact that they have abused you, as my mom was and has been for a long time, you don't send your children to your abuser's home unsupervised by you. Make that make sense. It doesn't. No logical thing, no logical response makes sense, except that she didn't remember, but she did remember because she had talked about her brother being creepy towards her my entire fucking life. So she remembered. Anyways, so yeah, that's just frustrating. So yeah, after I talked to her at that visit, we had a trip after that to Lake Powell, like a family trip. It was me and my siblings and their kids and both my parents, and like spouses too. And we like my parents rented a houseboat because that's all they do now is try to buy our love. And so we're on this trip, and literally like every fucking day, like I am not even joking, every day that trip, my mom pretty much was just like, are you okay with Brother B being here? Oh my goodness, is it making you uncomfortable? Are you okay? And I was just like, I'm fine. Like, if I wasn't okay, I wouldn't be here, you know? Or if I'm not okay in general, I remove myself from the situation because that's always what I've done. Like, anyways, so that just, her behavior doing that on the trip just showed me that she still didn't care how I felt. That the fact that it was traumatic and I don't want to talk about it every fucking time I'm with her, like, and I don't know, it's not comforting. Like, it's not comforting to know that, like, your mom was aware that your brother had problems with sex and being inappropriate, and she never checked on me. She never checked on my sister, as far as I'm aware. Like, she was aware of it and just swept it under the rug. And my father, my dad too, he was aware because he had caught my brother abusing the same cousin on a different occasion that my mom had caught him abusing the second cousin that I had referred to earlier. They both had caught him abusing her multiple times. And my sister told me that Brother B abused her. When we were little, she went to our dad and said something along the lines of, Brother B is doing things to me and it doesn't feel good. And from, you know, whatever conversation her and our dad had, he then stopped it from happening to her any longer, as far as I know. And then he, too, did not check on me. He, too, did not protect me. Like, I don't know, dude. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's fucking mind-blowing. And it's crazy. And it's just, oh my gosh. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like when you witness behavior from people who make it pretty aware that they knew about the problems going on, and they didn't do anything to actually stop it. They didn't do anything to protect any little child around them, any vulnerable boy or girl around them. Like, it's just, it's mind-blowing. Like, that is sickness. Like, that is sickness. You have been abused, and then your child is abusing people, and you don't stop it. You just allow it to keep going. You keep putting that child and the other child who too was sexually abusing the children around them. Like you just keep putting them in these positions where they have authority over younger kids than them, like, and leaving them alone for hours with them. Like I came to understand that my mom and my dad were fully aware of the just messed up things their son was doing to young girls around him, and did nothing. They did nothing. Like, it is just, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, oh my gosh. It's just crazy. And yeah, like, it just another thing happened that showed me my mom's true colors, that she is not a safe person. Like, who does that? Who does what she did? Your child comes to you and tells you that your other child has hurt them. And it's just fun and games. It's just exciting drama for you. Like, what? That is so sick. Literally sick. And that sucks, dude. Like, I fucking wish my mom had gotten the help she had gotten, or not had gotten, should have gotten, after being abused the way she was abused. Like, and instead of her trying to do better, instead of her and my dad trying to do better than what they had growing up, they made it worse than what they had. It's worse. Like, my childhood was worse than what they experienced. Yeah, my dad's mom worked all the time and wasn't home, and his grandparents had to help out, but he still got to have a childhood. He wasn't his siblings' father figure. He might have been a little more as adults, but I don't think they have ever genuinely felt that way about him. He's just been their big brother, not their dad, because they've had other males around them, like my grandma's dad, to be like examples for them. And they all got to live childhoods, especially my dad and his brother. Like, it's just... And the thing with my mom, which is also just wow, is she had from what I can tell, from what's been disclosed, she had a pretty great childhood, besides the fact that her brother abused her, as she says. I'm just saying what I've been told. So, because it applies to my situation. But, yeah, like, my mom had a pretty decent life as a child. Like, this was how I understood things. Her mom got a job because my mom didn't want her to make her clothes. She wanted to have like name brand shit so that she could like fit in because she was a cheerleader. Like she did every extracurricular activity that she wanted. She drank all the time, even though her parents had to have known. Like, you can't just be fucking drunk and come stumbling into the house late at night and like they don't know. They know. But they like let her drink, and they shouldn't have. Like, they should have been like, dude, you need to stop doing that. And why are you drinking? They didn't. And I get that they failed her in that way. But that's not an excuse. She knew she had a problem. She should have sought help out. And instead, she just used everything as an excuse. Like, she literally was spoiled rotten, my mom. Like, she was spoiled rotten growing up. She was an oopsie baby. The space between her and her next sibling is significant enough that, like, a lot of funds got to go to her, and she got to be an only child for a little while. And like, my point is my mom was spoiled rotten, from what I could tell, from what I've been told. And instead of making sure her kids had a better life than she did, she made sure they had a worse life and felt the pain that she felt. And that's just not right. Like, that's not right. No person should want another person to feel the pain that they feel. Like, my whole entire life, with all the shit I've gone through, with all the surgeries I've gone to, and every time I bore my testimony at girls' camp or whatever, I always would say, I would not wish what I'm going through on any other person, even if I hated them. Like, I said that, and I still say that, because it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks growing up and knowing you can't be yourself. It sucks growing up and having a mom who is emotionally explosive and also is extremely sexually inappropriate with your brothers and their friends, and just with you and your body. It's a little more subtle when it comes to me, but it always has been a thing. And oh my gosh, it's so wild. Like, how? That's just not okay. That's just not okay. That's just sick. That's just sick. And like, they refuse to see it, and they refuse to acknowledge it because it's scary. And they have done a lot of bad stuff. A lot. When I'm saying they, I mean my parents and my brothers specifically. They have done a lot of bad things. So of course they're not going to take accountability. Not one of them is taking accountability. And it's just like, okay, I'm done being silent. I'm done. Took a little break because I was going through shit. I was processing shit that these people did to me. Like, and I'm still fucking processing it. Like, yeah, I guess that's my point, is I'm back and I'm done being silent. I am using my voice. My voice is mine and I use it however I deem fit. And I'm done being silent because silence is just protecting the people who hurt me and not protecting the vulnerable people around them. And I'm done. I'm done. You don't know, it's so sick, my parents and their behavior and allowing their children, their sons, to be sexual predators. And then they literally encouraged the behavior because they kept giving them access to girls unsupervised. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to tell what I know, what I've been told, the things I've witnessed, the things I've fucking been there and a part of. Like, I'm done. I'm not playing games. I'm healing. I am talking about the things that happened to me because nobody should go through the kind of shit that I've gone through. No child should be forced to endure the horrible childhood I had. That is not fair. That is not okay. And I'm done. I'm done. Being silent is protecting them, and I'm done protecting them. I'm done. It's just frustrating. And a lot of these are going to be kind of ranty because it's frustrating that these people still refuse to take accountability and people are still getting hurt around them. But I can't fucking do anything because I'm past the statute of limitations in Utah to do anything. Oh, you have from 18 to 28 to report sexual abuse that you had as a child? And then after that, it's like, oh, that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. You can't do anything. So I'm doing it here this way because the Utah legal system is so fucked up, is so messed up and enmeshed with Mormonism, is so influenced by Mormonism that they constantly are protecting sexual predators. They're one of the last states who has a fucking time frame of when you can report child abuse and it be taken seriously. My abusers are still alive. My abusers are still abusing people. But because I don't have physical proof right now, because it happened so long ago and I didn't start recovering my fucking memories until I was past the age of 28, like, that's messed up. And I'm done. Like I said, I'm speaking up because the legal system has failed. And the people who should have addressed this in the first place didn't and made the problem worse. So, yeah. By what I said earlier about my mom's behavior, she fully was aware of the abuse my brother was perpetrating. So was my father, because he too had more than one person that he knew my brother abused. And they did nothing. In fact, they made fun of other families whose sons got caught and they did something about it. Made fun of them. this is where I'm going to end it today. If you're on my TikTok or Instagram, I'll post the finished product of my breakfast. But yeah, thank you all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here with me while I process shit and talk about shit, expose some shit, and take accountability for my shit, because that's what I'm doing too. Is taking accountability for the shit I've done and I've been a part of before I realized what my situation actually was, because you don't know until you know. And once you know, you can't unknow without torturing yourself. And I'm done torturing myself. So, yeah. I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna take a little puffy puff with you. And again, thank you. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I hope I see you next time. Bye, guys.